Making ethical decisions. Value development theory. Abraham Maslow first published Motivation and Personality in 1954. In this, he identified a hierarchy of needs that motivates our actions. There are 5 stages of need that influence our behavior according to Maslow. Number 1, the need for basic life, food and shelter. Number 2, the need for a safe and secure environment. Number 3, the need to belong and to be loved. Number 4, the need for esteem, where status, responsibility, and recognition are important. And number 5, the need for self-actualization, for personal growth and fulfillment. Maslow defined 1 through 3 as deficiency or D needs, and 4 and 5 as growth or being, B needs. Originally, he believed that this order needed to be followed very strictly. In his later years, he acknowledged that it was possible some people may not require meeting all of the D needs before moving on to the B needs. Many psychologists believe that when we move from needs-based motivation to a personal value system, that develops from childhood. Piaget believed that there were 4 levels of moral development. He watched children play to form his stages. Stage 1, sensory-motor, birth to 2 years, and the child is completely self-centered. Stage 2, pre-operational, 2 to 7 years, also called egocentric stage. Children view the world from their own perspective and will focus on the fun of a game without being concerned about the rules. Stage 3, concrete operational stage, and that is 7 to 12 years, and children see things as either right or wrong and see adults as powerful and controlling. Stage 4, formal operational stage. That's 12 and upward, and in this stage, children understood that there were various levels of wrongdoing. Lawrence Kohlberg modified and expanded Piaget's work. He thought that moral maturity took longer and lists 6 stages in 3 major levels. The first level is pre-conventional morality in children aged 2 to 7. In the first stage of this level, children are egocentric and accept the authority of others. In the second stage of this level, children begin to recognize that they may be more than one view as to what is right. The second level is conventional morality, children aged 7 to 12. This stage is sometimes referred to as good boy, good girl, where children focus on following the expected social conventions. In the second stage of this level, children become more aware of doing their duty. The focus is on the rules and respect for authority. The third level is post-conventional morality, and that is children aged 12 and up. The first stage in this level explores individual rights and a fair society for all. The second stage of post-conventional morality is called universal principles. In this stage, behavior is driven by internal principles. Kohlberg believed few people reach this stage. Martin Luther King Jr. is someone described as an example of this stage. Value choice theories. There are 3 theories that determine how value choices are made. Teleological or consequence-oriented theory judges the rightness of a decision. Utilitarianism is the most well-known teleological theory. Act utilitarianism, a person makes value decisions based on results that will produce the greatest balance of good over evil. Rule utilitarianism, a person makes value decisions based on a rule that if typically followed would produce the greatest balance of good over evil. Supporters of utilitarianism have created a principle of utility. This requires that the rule used to make the decision bring about positive results when generalized to a wide variety of situations. There are, however, no absolute truths in utilitarianism. Deontological or duty-oriented theory focuses on the rightness or wrongness of an act, not the consequences of an act. Immanuel Kant is considered the founder of duty-oriented theory. He defined the categorical imperative as the guiding principle for all decision making. There are no exceptions to the rule, based on principle, not on outcome. Duty-oriented theorists use the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, to support the theory. And virtue ethics. This focuses on traits, characteristics, and virtues that a moral person should have. There are 6 steps for ethical problem solving. Step 1. Identify the problem and the principle involved. Step 2. Collect the facts. Make sure to differentiate between fact and opinion. Step 3. Explore the options, as many as possible. Step 4. Weigh the options. Who benefits, who doesn't benefit, which value choice theory will you use? Step 5. Decide on an action plan and act. Step 6. Reflect on the outcome and assess the results. Principles of healthcare ethics. Autonomy or self-determination. Autonomous decisions are characterized by competency. A person must be competent to make a decision. The ability to act on a decision. Respect for autonomy of others. Autonomy is defined as the capacity to be one's own person and make one's own decisions without being manipulated by external forces. Beneficence. Acts performed by a healthcare practitioner to help people stay healthy or recover from illness. Non-maleficence. The duty to do no harm, and this is paraphrased from the Hippocratic Oath. Justice. Providing what is due to an individual. Some things that may prevent an individual from receiving justice are called social detriments of health. There's health disparity, and that's a particular type of health difference that is intricately linked with economic, social, and environmental disadvantage. There's health equity, and this is striving for the highest standard of health for all people and giving special attention to the needs of those at greatest risk of poor health based on social conditions. If we do not raise up or help the disadvantaged, they will never reach health equity. Kind of like the illustration on this page, I feel like that beautifully illustrates that point. Confidentiality, the act of holding information in confidence, not to be released unauthorized. Role fidelity, being faithful to the scope of practice of your profession. As a coder, I could never diagnose someone or give them medical advice. That is not my scope of practice. Veracity, truth-telling. We've learned about value developmental theories by Maslow, Piaget, Kohlberg, and the importance of these theories. Value choice theories, teleological, deontological, or virtue ethics. Finally, we learned about the principle of healthcare ethics and the importance of making ethical decisions through autonomy, beneficence, non-maleficence, justice, confidentiality, role fidelity, and veracity. Case study. Susan, a nursing student, is arguing with her friend Linda, also a nursing student, over the benefits of getting a flu shot. I'm not getting a flu shot this year, Linda declares. I paid $14 for one last year and I still got sick. I had a horrible sinus infection that kept me out of school for days. I remember, but that wasn't the flu, Susan argues. Since we see so many people in the clinic, especially older people with weakened immune systems, don't you think we, of all people, should be immunized against the flu. The argument continues at length, with Linda finally raising her voice and stomping off. In your opinion, is the question whether or not the nursing student should get a flu vaccination an ethics question? I believe it is. And if so, which theory or moral reasoning best applies? I would say act utilitarianism is the theory used, meaning that the decision will produce the greatest balance of good over evil, everyone considered. I would also say that they need to use beneficence to help people stay healthy by not potentially spreading the flu. Thank you for your time.